I will ever feel good about quitting. I think there will always be a part of me wanting. I never thought that I would feel like this again about sports. I spent most of my life chasing my dreams as an athlete, wanting to be a world champion, an Olympic champion. Kind of just, that was the meaning of my life. And I guess something has been missing without me really knowing it, realizing it. And this journey has kind of shown me what I need to do to be happy in my life. And right now, that is to run. I was in London, and just as I got up to get off the plane, I started feeling something. And my foot was swollen, it was red, and it had a dent in it. Everything that I read about those symptoms told me that this probably was a stress-induced fracture.
Yeah, you were pretty upset about it, and just came to the conclusion that everything was the worst it possibly could be, because that's what you do.
I'm pretty sure it kind of came as a consequence of me running barefoot.
You started way too hard, as in too long of a distance barefoot. You didn't build up your feet to be able to do it. You just went full in. You thought it was the end?
I was worried. When I got home, the first thing I did was go into see a physiotherapist, and she gave me some good news. She told me that it was probably just my shoes that were too small, that I didn't seem to have a stress-induced fracture, and to get bigger shoes.
That's great that you're filming, then I can do an interview.
Are you filming?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I thought the last race was the last one before the marathon, but I decided to do a new one. Hopefully not opening too hard this time, and then trying to like open a bit more control, feeling good in the beginning, and then just go faster and faster. So we'll see. Yesterday you had to pick me up on my run because I was just all empty. Hopefully the body is responding a bit better today. We'll see. .37:34. It's almost 2 minutes faster than last time. Much more of an even race, like 3:45 average, and I had 3:26 on the last one, so that's good.
4:09 or 6:43. if we're talking miles. That's the pace you need to have to do a 2:55 marathon. And that is our goal. I have said it several times. It's 2:55. It's Boston Marathon. That's what we're going for. But how realistic is it? It's September 13th, and today I'm doing the last big test before the marathon. A couple of weeks ago I did 30 kilometers with an average pace of 4:11, which is very much on track to our goal. Today I'm aiming at 42 kilometers. I have my friend Runar with me today. He's gonna be with me on the bike, help me get me food and drinks, because that I find to be the biggest challenge right now. I feel very fit, feel very good when running, but the issue is my stomach and being able to feed myself or fuel up during the run. I'm nervous, I'm excited, and wish me luck. Just got home. 2:56:50, which is almost where my initial goal was, and I did it in training. I did it by myself. No one was pacing in front of me. Yeah, it kind of blew my expectations. Just a huge moment for me. I think that when it comes to sports, this is probably my biggest or greatest, or the performance that I'm the most proud of. So, a month and a half until marathon. Just have to keep this up. And then I think 2:55 or maybe even faster is definitely within reach. Today it's 2.5 weeks until the marathon. Knowing that I am where I'm supposed to be obviously feels good. What does not feel good is that Tom has a stress-induced fracture.
That was such a bummer. Oh, I felt so bad for him.
We were gonna run this together. He was the reason why I started this project in the first place.
I'm running with my brother-in-law, not in-law, but the boyfriend of my girlfriend's sister. And he told me that the goal was 2:55, and I just joined him on that goal.
I felt very sad for Tom, and he kind of took away some of the fun part of this marathon. On our way to the US, 8 days until the marathon.
It's snowing.
And it's snowing. Had a run this morning Last one in Norway. Good morning. It's Sunday, 1 week until the marathon. I'm in Boston doing a run before we go out to Littleton. It's pretty sunny, warmer than in Oslo, no snow. The nerves are starting to kick in. 1 week left, guys. I felt so bad. Like every morning I woke up feeling sick. I was able to do my training, but before I felt like I was feverish, and it was kind of a feeling I never had before of feeling that bad for that long.
You weren't in a good mood that week or so before, and usually when we get to Boston, you're a very happy person.
Yeah.
It was slightly annoying. In my head, I kind of was like, man, I think he's just nervous.
Yeah.
And just putting a lot of pressure on himself and overanalyzing his body. So, but I just left it and let you figure it out.
Yeah.
But usually when it comes to performing, you're able to push through it anyway, so.
I usually went out in the morning, and then I would spend the rest of the day in the bed. And I was moody. I did not feel any happiness, nothing. And it was the weirdest feeling. So we got to the Saturday before the race. We were down in Fairhaven, which is an hour away from Narragansett, where the race found place. I was watching TV shows. I was watching the wall, the sun coming through the windows. And I was this close to saying, I'm not running. I don't feel up for this. My body is not good. So at some point during that afternoon or evening, I decided that, okay, now I have to change my mentality. I have to pretend like everything is okay. I'm gonna run and it will be fine. And after all, Tom was there, Emily was there, Christine's sister, and then Christine's mom, and Tom's mom. They were all there, and obviously Christine, to kind of cheer me on. So I set my alarm to 4:10 the next morning, and I got up.
Dreams grow long white hair this side of the wall. My body held in those pale shifting threads, waiting for your sunset eyes to find me, and if they do, my vow of tears holds true. They will fall for you, lead you gently through and out of your star.
What I was the most nervous about was knowing that the start would be at 7:30 and knowing that I needed to get my system going. Because if you get stomach problems during a marathon, you're out of the game. That's it. You really don't want that. I got up, prepared my water, my drinks, my gels, kind of just writing on at what kilometer I wanted every gel. Preparing this, went out for a run, like just 1 kilometer or so, just to kind of get my system going. And then at 5:30, we had to get in the car. Okay, it's race day. It's 6:30, a bit too early, but I think that I still can do well here. It's very dark right now, so we'll kind of run through the sunrise. But Christine will film some stuff with her phone or my phone during the race. So, see you on the other side. It's still dark, it's chilly. I need to get my bib. But there were a couple of very important things happening just before the start, and one of them being that I got 2 text messages, one from Stefan, who I've been running a lot with, and one from my best friend Christian, and one from my best friend Sverre. Told me good luck, that they would be proud of me no matter what, that I'm good enough for it, kind of just telling me and my subconsciousness that this is my day. So I got the bib on and moved over to the start. It's game time.
Come on, Christian! The first meeting point was about 5 to 7 kilometers in. Christian was in 3rd place.
Come on, just hold it out, okay?
You got it, babe.
I was closing in on him. And after the first 10 kilometers, I managed to catch up with him and I just passed him. And this was also the time when I had my first gel. And I really felt good. I did the first 10K in 39:40 something, I think. And I was like, okay, this is good.
The energy.
In a way, it surprised me a little bit how much of a solo run I ended up doing.
Yeah, completely, basically.
I was
You
like,
closed it.
I was not running with anyone
No.
at all.
Can you be a bit more frequent with the water?
Yeah.
It's like every 2 or 3 kilometers.
Yeah.
At the 21K, like half marathon, I passed at 124. And I was like, oh wow, I can do 248.
I think it was after you'd gone halfway that Tom got on the bike. Then we didn't have to pay, or we didn't have to stop as much because Tom had the waters and the gels with you, and so we only stopped a few times.
Water.
And for some reason you screamed water at us, and I got confused because Tom had all the waters and there was a water stand right in front of you.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to drink from the bottle. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest.
I was just running my own race. And what was really motivating was when I was running back, people were cheering me on, like, you go dude, go, 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 good job. When going back and it was getting harder, this helped a lot. And then I made a very big mistake. And I think this was the biggest mistake that I made during the marathon, and I don't know what the consequences actually were, but I decided to have a gel and some water when it was going uphill. So it was like the hardest part of the marathon was at kilometer 28 to 30. And when you're drinking and when you're eating, you kind of have to hold your breath, so you lose all the oxygen. And then doing this was not really, at least in my opinion, not the smartest. So it got really hard, and I was up at 5 minutes per kilometer pace, and this kind of broke me. But then when it was flat again and it started going a little bit downhill, I tried to save some of my energy and try to get back to the pace around 4 flat. So I was doing yet another like 4 to 4:05, and then it was just about pushing myself. And the last 5 kilometers, it was so hard. And then I got to this point where I asked some of the people working there, like, where am I going? Am I going right or am I going left or straight? And it didn't seem like they were really paying attention. So I like stopped and started running back a little bit. And then Tom, he was like, yeah, you're going this way, Christian, you're going here. I don't think 2 kilometers have felt that long ever. When I had a couple hundred meters left, I just sprinted. And I sprinted and I sprinted. And that feeling of crossing the finish line, knowing that I was second in the race, my first ever marathon, and seeing the time being 2:52:04, it's special. It's a big moment. Knowing that this most likely is good enough to qualify for the Boston exactly 4 months after I started running. That is, yeah, I don't know, unbelievable, but also the beginning of something much bigger, because now I have new goals. I want to do 2:25. And now the next goal is the half marathon in Barcelona in February, and then the Amsterdam Marathon next fall. And then I will be ready when Boston Marathon starts in 2025. And that's when I'm gonna be there, because I made it.
There he is!
I'm not gonna be able to use it.
I just wanna
I need to be all in, swimming in the deep end. I just wanna run, yeah. No, I'm not made to tiptoe. I'm not gonna lay low. I just wanna run, 'cause when it's over, said and done, I know they'll say I was. I know they'll say I was one to run.